I think some people would say I'm not exactly where a 27-year-old should be. The older we get, starting over is never really ideal. I think it's really important for us to not give up on that dream, to take a step back if we need to not only keep the dream alive, but to make it a reality. For the past year, I was living in Marina del Rey, and at the time, it felt like the dream. I was a block away from the ocean, I lived on the same street as a lot of my friends, and I was a bike ride away from my work. And all of that was great, but the problem was I felt stuck. In order to maintain the lifestyle and the luxury of having that apartment, I had to sacrifice my own dream, to tell my own stories, not be glued to a computer screen editing only for others. And now that I'm turning 27, I decided to take a step back, pack everything up, put it in storage, and I moved back with my grandparents.
This room hasn't been painted since the 90s.
I'm back to where I first started here in LA. Leaving my apartment was a really tough decision because I felt like I was taking a huge step back. I felt like I failed in a way because, you know, as a 27-year-old, tell yourself you're supposed to have your own apartment, which, you know, some people will say is true. One thing you gotta think about is what is the purpose of what you're doing always. So I did have doubts about taking a step back, literally like the perfect apartment. There was a dog park for Biscuit, there was a pool, hot tub, gym, all these luxuries. As many of you know, apartments are really expensive here in LA. And in order to keep all these luxuries, I had to work nonstop, and that's not the problem. You should always work really hard. If the purpose is solely just to pay your bills, I find that a very unfulfilling life. But the problem was, I moved here for YouTube, and that was my dream, and I did move pretty far, but the problem is I moved in the wrong direction. I didn't move to LA to own a production company. That wasn't the original plan. In order to pay my rent, I sacrificed my own dream to fulfill the dream of others. But here we are, starting over to where we first started. And although like giving up my apartment was a really hard decision, moving back has been really nice. Learning more recipes from my grandma, hearing more stories from my grandpa, and overall just spending more time with them has been really nice and just such a gift. But taking the step back, I can now make plans and set goals that I actually have time for. It's something I've been wanting to do more of in my 20s. I wanted to travel a lot more. So me and my friends decided to kick this off by going to Japan for almost a month. Before, I wouldn't be able to take a month off to go do my own thing. But now, this is my job. First, I want to thank Level8 for making this trip possible. Having a good luggage is super important, and on this trip, I'm taking the Gigant carry-on from Level8. Not only does it look cool, it has the smoothest wheels, but most importantly, it's a super secure luggage. Even though I'm going somewhere super safe like Japan, security is super important no matter where you go. It's completely zipperless, and if you don't know, luggages with zippers are easily broken into, even if they have locks. But this has no zippers. This actually has 2 custom locks. And I stay at hostels, so might as well have the extra security because at most places, your luggage is in the wide open. And you can fit about a week's worth of clothes into this carry-on. But the thing I appreciate the most is the high quality material, making sure everything is secure and safe inside. And this is going to be the longest time I'm going to be in Japan, going from city to city, train to train, and having a good luggage that has really smooth wheels and that's easy to carry around is super important to me. So use my code Keanu for 10% off if you want to upgrade your luggage. The link is in my description. Thank you so much to Level8. I moved back home with my grandparents, and all this traveling isn't about just taking more vacation with my friends or escaping work. It's about collecting more stories that I can share one day when I'm a grandpa myself. I hope to inspire or encourage anybody who watches my videos, whether it's you or even my future grandkids, to explore the world and chase their dreams. Because something I find more valuable than any materialistic item out there is creating deeper connections and more meaningful memories with the people around us. So, I hope that you realize that you're the writer to your own story. And I think the greatest story we could ever tell is our own life. This is just my story pursuing YouTube, becoming a better filmmaker, a storyteller, and capturing life. But I hope with these videos I can inspire you guys to go after whatever it is that you love to do, or even to inspire you guys to record and document life a lot more, because with a camera, you get to live life twice. And yeah, it's really easy for us to get caught up in our day-to-day routine, and sometimes things just feel very unattainable because we're in this mundane routine. Being an adult has a lot of responsibilities, but I want you guys to see that your dream is a responsibility as well. It's really easy to just say tomorrow, maybe next year, until a lot of time has gone by. But in reality, today is what we have to talk about tomorrow. So make it count.